want to talk about something that is really dear to me, and that's how God has been leading me in the past. And just different things that He's been doing, and how that God will honor those that honor Him. And this is probably one of the favorite miracles that God has done for me. There was no real reason for it other than that, He was just showing love. And it was thoroughly amazing. And I want to relate the story to you guys, or whoever would like to hear it. A few years ago when we were at Fountain View Academy, every once in a while we'd have the neighbors' horses. They'd come up from down through this ravine, and they'd come up, and they'd then come up into the carrot fields. And they'd nibble around and do different things. And they didn't do a lot of damage, but they still did some damage. And it was never a good thing for the horses to come up because they escaped out of the pasture of our neighbor. And I seen the horses there, and I went outside, and often we kind of go out and we try to usher them back down, and they go back down. And this time the neighbor had actually come up. He'd come driven up in his truck, and I seen that he'd got two other of the staff that were there, and they were going around and just getting ready to go and try to herd the horses back down. And Ryan and I thought that we'd help. That's my son Ryan. And it was really fascinating. Of course, the horses don't want to cooperate because they want to, grass is always greener on the other side. This wasn't grass, but there's lots of carrot tops. And so we started, trying to herd them back down. And they started to run, and then, we're trying to corral them. So we're running through the fields. And I'll never forget my watch. I always wore a carabiner watch. I like that better than having one on my arm. And it just hung on a belt loop. But the only problem with it is if you ran, it would bounce a lot. And as I was running to get the horses, it was bouncing quite hard, and it was hitting my hip bone, and it was hurting. And I remember just putting my hand over my watch as I was running to hold it in place so I wouldn't lose it. And we ran and ran and ran, and finally we got the horses back down, and we all kind of met on a bank, watching the horses go down to where they were. And we could tell that it was getting near sunset. And Sabbath was going to be the next day. So we were really, really watching, I had everything finished and prepared for Sabbath, so it wasn't a big deal that way. But somebody had asked what time it was, and I went to look at my watch, and my watch was gone. And I thought, oh no, I lost my watch. And it was getting right at the time where sunset was. And Ryan says, oh, we need to go look for your watch now. I said, what we'll do is we'll just walk from here to along the road. And if we find it today doing that, then good. But I says, as we're going and trying to search through the fields for my watch, I said, forget it. We'll just wait until after Sabbath, and we'll look for it on Sunday. And Ryan said, okay. And we walked along the road, and my watch was nowhere to be seen. And we'd run a good distance through quite a few fields. But, you can kind of tell where we went. So I thought, I'll never find my watch again. Well, there's a possibility, but it might take like the whole day on Sunday. But, it was something I was going to do. And Ryan says, you sure, Dad? I said, yeah. I said, I'm not going to worry about it. It'll probably take a long time anyway. We won't find it before dark. We're just not going to worry about it. So we went back. We said bye to the people that were there. And Ryan and I went back up to our house. And I walked into my bedroom. We were just getting unchanged. It was just starting to get ready to wind down. And I stopped, and I was looking out my bed. And I thought, whoa. I said, Ryan, come here. And Ryan comes into the bedroom, and he's like, looking. He's like, what, Dad? I said, look what's on the bed. And I'm pointing to the bed, and my watch was right on the bed. And what a miracle that was. It encouraged my faith, it encouraged Ryan's faith, because my watch was gone. We both knew my watch was gone. It wasn't there. I remember it slapping real hard as I was running through the fields because it was hurting and having to hold it. And I thought, what a loving God we have. He was so merciful that He honored those that honored Him. He knew that it might not have been easy, or that I might not have ever found my watch in those fields. And because I chose not to try to go and find it for like 45 minutes or whatever, wandering through the fields, but decided to honor Him and honor His Sabbath day, that He was going to honor me, and He gave me my watch. That is one of my favorite memories of God's mercy, even in the little.